Hello, Reach Your Happy Family. Welcome back. My name is Laura Fleming, and today I have your energy forecast. So, the thought came to me, and I can discern what's a thought versus what I receive because I do it for a living. So, I had a thought come to me that there are layers to everything. Right? Lasagna, layers. That's what makes it so good. Communication, there's layers to it. Relationship, layers, right? That like most things have layers. Things that have substance have layers to them. Being a human, we have the physical, we have, right, the internal workings, the heart pumping. We have the non-physical, the energy body. We have the emotions. We have many, many layers to our being. We have our history, which is layered. So the vibe that I'm feeling this week, I've talked about speaking your truth. Comes from the throat chakra. That's why I'm coughing. Okay, clearing this out for us. So if you need to cough, cough. You need to burp, scream, whatever, to clear, do it up. So I've talked about telling the truth. I hear that a lot in session from people's voice that, like, I want to speak my truth. I feel called to speak my truth, but I feel some trepidation. Well, again, there's layers to it. So yeah, start speaking your truth a little bit more. Start telling people how you feel or what you want or where your boundary is. But the next layer is not just telling yourself the truth. I very much so promote that. Like before you even go out in the world, like you don't even necessarily tell anyone else the truth, but at least tell yourself the truth. Well, tell yourself the truth. But guys, we're leveling up. I don't know if you're feeling it. There's a big change in the air. There's a lots of energy shifting around people, jobs, transitions, just going wild. And there's an excitement, but a little anxiety, a little like, oh my gosh, what's this gonna be? Stop trying to plan. We don't really know. We shall see. But the next layer to speaking your truth, telling the truth to yourself is not breaking promises to yourself. So a little, very little example. Today I was vacuuming the hardwood in my house and I said to myself that when I'm done with the hardwood, I'm going to get myself my smoothie and my water and I'm gonna take a little break. I've been going all day. I have a really busy day. I want to be deliberate about caring for myself, right? Telling myself the truth, being real honest with myself. So then I get the wood floors done and I'm like, maybe I'll just do the carpet real quick. Maybe I'll just do the bathroom. Maybe I'll just do the kitchen, right? And I was like, no, hard line, no. You made a promise to yourself. You told yourself the truth so far that when I'm done with this, then we break. So for me to continue on to do the rugs and the bathroom and all that in a way is me lying to myself because it's like promising a toddler something or a child or your partner, right? Promising something and then pulling back last minute. It really sucks. There's disappointment involved and we so often don't want to disappoint other people, but we're willing to do it to ourselves. So I noticed myself going to the next thing and I immediately was like, hey, you said, and maybe it was from spending the weekend with my nieces and nephew that I have this kind of top of mind because what I say to them, I'm trying to be very deliberate and I really praise them telling the truth even when it's hard or speaking up to me about like that, I don't like that or whatever it is. So I was like, Laura, you made a promise to yourself. Go get the water and your smoothie. So stop the vacuum. It was hard. There was some resistance there, which again, when I think about other people in my life, it's just no problem. Yep, I said I would do it. You're right. Let's do it. So I got my water, got my smoothie, took a couple sips, and I was like, that's good. And I was like, no, you said a break. This wasn't a break, this was a sip. You didn't actually break. You just are trying to get away with saying, oh, I promise that I'll give you this, and then taking it back. And that felt really rotten to me. And that's never really mattered to me before, which says to me, my self-worth, my self-love, my relationship to myself is evolving. Yay, this is what I'm in it for, okay? So I braked, had my smoothie. It was one of the best smoothies that I've made. I didn't realize, like, I like a more sour smoothie than sweet or even salty. Like, sour is my jam. I love sour. And it was fantastic. And then I had in-person work today and just moving about. I have a group healing tonight, and you know, I'm just going through the motions, and so many parts of me today were like, you know, you haven't been overwhelmed, you haven't felt forgotten about or unimportant to yourself, you haven't kind of tripped up over some of the things that you've been tripping up over. What's different today? Like, I'm always this investigator, like, what did I do to feel this good now? And it was keeping my promise to myself. Then I was kind of digging deeper, and you know, in session, and it's in this work, I call forth people that are looking for the same message that I'm kind of, whether I worked through it or I'm on that wavelength. So I'm talking a little bit about being committed to ourselves, and yeah, I was like, right, because if I'm telling myself, when you do this, I'll reward you, and I don't do it, like, I don't like that person. I don't want to be that person to anyone in the world, never mind myself. So keeping your promise to yourself, right? I've just deepened my relationship with myself. I've just shown me in a very small way, excuse me, this truth clearing out of me. I showed myself that I can be there for myself. I can listen even when it's hard. And I know, grand scheme of things, vacuuming the floor, like, how much does that matter? Well, honestly, it really is the little things. Because when you look at your day to day, like, look at your today, for example, how much is all that different than what you've been doing for the last little bit of your life, right? Day to day, not much changes, but if we zoom out far enough over time, things change a lot. So it really is the mundane moments with ourselves, not the big kaboom with somebody else, but the mundane moments with ourselves where we keep our commitment to ourselves. We do something hard and we reward ourselves. We keep our promise, like, yes, we're gonna rest after this email. We're done after, right? No more social media for whatever your thing is today in this moment. And so keeping that promise to myself set the tone for the rest of the day. I was very productive, and I don't base my value on productivity, but I had a lot of things on the docket today, so to be smoothly moving through it was so satisfying and so wonderful, and I felt so supported. I had the energy, I had the focus, I had all the things I needed. And this, for me, is really what telling the truth is about, telling yourself the truth. And then again, the next layer is keeping your promise to yourself about that truth you said. Like, I am not going to that Halloween party ever again. Bold statement, but those kinds of things matter. Think about if you were to kind of remove yourself from yourself, if that was possible. And you know, you kept breaking your promises with this version of you, this extension of you. Eventually that relationship would become rotten, right? It's like, you say one thing, you do another, you don't give me a break when you said you got me a break, you pull back on your promises, and I don't feel like I can trust you. This is why it's so important, these small moments. It's showing me I can trust me, and also showing me how foreign it is to honor what I need, to keep my promise to myself. So you may not be at this layer. It doesn't matter where you are. Let's just stick with the baseline of telling myself the truth about a situation, or about how I feel, or about what I want. Telling myself the truth. And then let's see what unfolds. One other thing I want to mention, I just did a reel about it on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, was that yesterday I had a photo taken of me that I really didn't like. And I have always had this strange thing where I feel a certain way in my body. I feel so loving and confident and wonderful. Then I see a photo or even like a reflection of myself and I'm like, that's what I look like? What? Jeez, like, why didn't nobody tell me? It could be some body dysmorphia. I've never got it diagnosed. I don't really know. All I do know is, saw a photo of myself yesterday, really didn't like it. It was chewing, right? And sometimes I'll obsess over it. I'm like, what can I change? How can I change this? And I'll be zooming in and, you know, I had that image in my mind and I just said, I am where I am and it's all right. And I'm gonna love that version of me because I know I'm always in this changing state. That's what we all are, always evolving to some degree. And so I went to bed last night a little edgy, a little uncomfortable because I get like nasty towards myself in regards to how I appear to myself, nobody else. I don't really fucking care. It's about me and me. And I woke up this morning and received the thought, again, did not think that thought because I've never thought this thought before. And the way it came flooding in, I was like, oh, bad photo, not a bad body. There are no bad bodies. Every body holds a soul that is unique and important and loved and precious. So there's no such thing as a category of bad bodies. Bodies are beautiful and powerful and wonderful, and the vessel that carries our innermost self. So yes, it was a bad photo, but I do not need to categorize myself as bad. I do not need to punish myself or, you know, withhold, nothing needs to happen other than I care for myself and I acknowledge that I do not like that photo and that's okay. This is not a bad body. Very interesting that happened yesterday into today, and then my commitment to myself, right? Telling myself the truth. This all trickled down. So yes, it is, again, it's the small things that matter most. It's how you talk to yourself. It's how you put your face lotion on. It's what you're willing to withstand, right? Like in party environments, I'm not sure exactly what it is and it doesn't really matter, but I'll be in a conversation or like listening and I'll be like, I'm gonna go over here. Oh, I'm gonna go over here. I'll go to the swing set, say hi to the kids. I'll check upstairs for the dog. I'll just kind of move about and not really staying in one place too long because what I'm really doing there is sensing that I'm not resonating with this conversation or I'm not liking where this is going. I'm just gonna move over here. And it's a beautiful skill really, but to some people, like when I go to a party with my fiance and I'm zigzagging all over the place. He's like, where'd you go? Oh, hey. And he really isn't like that. He doesn't care at all. He knows that I don't smoke butts. Like, you know, I don't need to go step outside for a butt but it's as if I do. I go outside as if I'm smoking a butt because I just need that space. I just need to settle in. I just need to come back to my body, just be quiet. Noise is a lot for me. And I can go to a concert. I like loud music sometimes, but sometimes it's too much. So again, this is just me being very aware of how I feel and honoring it, listening to what I want. I would never ask my niece or my nephew or my sisters or whoever that I love, I would never ask them to do something that was causing them this disharmony within. Like, please eat this. I know you hate spicy, but eat it. Eat it, eat it, eat, right? Like, I wouldn't do that. So me forcing myself to stand there in conversation, even though I really don't want to be here, that's me forcing myself. And I'm not about that life. So keep your promises to yourself, and please let me know how that goes for you. I am just like over the moon with this idea. And the idea is one thing, but actually putting into practice, oh, something else, man. It is something else. I highly suggest it. So that is all for this week's energy forecast. If you have questions, I'm available on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's at Reach Your Happy. And I look forward to talking to you soon. I will have another video for you on Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, share with a loved one. Maybe they need it, maybe they don't. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.